ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to the ValveTime news for April 9th, 2015. Each week we'll bring you the biggest talking points regarding Valve and the community. After nearly half a year since its introduction back in November 2014, Counter-Strike Global Offensive's Operation Vanguard event finally came to a close this past week. As such, the Vanguard map pool has been removed from the game and all of the community-made maps have been taken off Valve's official servers. While it could be some time before we hear anything about the next operation, this week's CSGO patch introduced a bunch of neat changes to core gameplay and multiple maps. One of the most interesting gameplay changes included swapping out Nuke for Train in the active duty map pool, potentially, or at least hopefully, foreshadowing a reworking of the classic map, similarly to Train's recent redesign. As CSGO fans will tell you, Nuke definitely deserves a full rework given how one-sided it is and how dated its visuals are. Elsewhere, the M4A1S was reduced in price, the Tech-9's damage falloff and magazine size were lowered, shot accuracy was improved for the MP9, MP7, and MAC-10, and scoped movement speed while using the AWP and all auto snipers was reduced even further. Numerous other gameplay changes were also implemented, mostly related to how smoke grenades and their on-screen overlays function. As we mentioned earlier, minor layout changes and bug fixes were applied to a whole host of maps, including Dust 2, Mirage, Overpass, Cobblestone, Train, and Cache, all of which are listed in the update changelog should you want to head on over to find out how your favorite maps may have been modified. If you're super interested, you may want to check out a neat video over on the Audrey N TV YouTube channel, where changes for each of the aforementioned maps are shown and explained in great detail. As with most of Team Fortress 2's recent patches, the update released this past week mainly focused on repairing a bunch of miscellaneous bugs from all corners of the game while improving the beta-only Mannpower game mode. The Mannpower improvements brought about this week include removing CTF Foundry from the official map rotation in order to receive more useful feedback for Gorge and Thunder Mountain, reducing the effectiveness of the Knockout power-up, and improving the Grappling hook by increasing the damage it deals to players once attached, and by giving it a new model and new animations. The new visuals, shown here, give the Grappling hook an improved level of polish and stop it from looking as if the player is simply throwing a ropeless hook across ridiculous distances. For once, there really wasn't a whole lot to talk about regarding Dota 2, other than a pair of extremely minor patches released on April 2nd. The first patch temporarily disabled the item recycling mechanic introduced with New Bloom 2015 for unspecified reasons, with the patch notes commenting that it will return shortly. The second patch then fixed an unusual bug which prevented players from moving or inputting any commands after even extremely brief network or connectivity issues. Thankfully, as ever, the community was on standby to fill in some of the gaps this past week. This past Tuesday, John Patrick Lowrie, whom many of you may know as the voice behind TF2's Sniper and Half-Life 2's Citizens, revealed a short song he and his wife Ellen McLain, aka GLaDOS and the Overwatch, created and offered to Valve as an Easter egg for use in Portal 2. Sung by Ellen and arranged by John, the short song seems to focus on GLaDOS' feelings regarding Shell towards the end of Portal 2, something which was probably a little too direct compared to what Valve were narratively going for. Regardless, it's still a nice enough song in its own right to warrant a listen, especially if you're fans of the what could have been like we are. Since there wasn't really a whole lot of official news from Valve last week, we decided to send ValveTime's resident dictator, Glenn, to check out Transmissions, Element 120, a new mod for Half-Life 2 brought to our attention multiple times over the past week and a bit. The mod, which lasts just under an hour, provides the player with an especially powerful version of the gravity gun, capable of destroying walls and letting the player rocket jump, which is used in both puzzle and combat sequences. While it may sound short, Transmissions, which was created entirely by a single developer known as Skokunin, effectively teaches you how to use these new game mechanics in environments that look great while still being grounded somewhat in the Half-Life universe we all know and love. Glenn has written a short mini-review article over on the ValveTime.net website should you want to learn more. On the other hand, if you've already heard enough and want to check the mod out for yourself, check out the video description for a link to the Transmissions website. Since last week brought about the arrival of April, we decided to make some news of our own, if you know what I mean. As part of this year's April Fool's celebrations, if you can call them that, we decided to announce, aka make up, a new adult-only section of the Steam store known as SteamXXX. In a Spotlight exclusive episode designed to show off this outlandish idea, we joke about the possibility of plenty of new content coming to Steam, including ebooks such as 50 Shades of Grey and live-streamed pornography, among others. There's a whole bunch of jokes and references hidden all throughout the video, so head on over and see if you can be the first person to list them all. Feel free to let us know how we did with this year's video, as we're pretty happy with how it turned out and we hope you guys are too. As with everything else we've spoken about in this episode, a link to the video will be made available in the video description for your convenience. Given how weird things could get if we continue talking about the April Fool's video, it's probably time we brought this particular roundup to a close. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and to join the conversations over on the ValveTime.net community forums. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.